Hello, welcome back to my channel. How many boxes of books is too many boxes? We don't know yet. Yeah, so there may be a couple videos to add to the spring bag of books book haul series. Which at one point over this last week, Coda even made a playlist out of them. So yeah, they're getting to that point. Yeah. So I did get a few more boxes of books since my last haul video. Some of them were specifically picked out, and some of them were more general. So this is where we get into authors that I've not read before, haven't heard of before. Kind of fun. And I also am going to be doing a reading game with all of the book hauls from this era in my channel. So I was talking on sprints with Neva and Saluna, I think. No, Neva and Dee Dee. That's right. We were talking about what I'm going to do with my book haul. And Neva is going to be doing a really cool reading game to reward herself. So I will do a video about my plans, specifically about my game, separate from the book hauls. And hopefully by then she will have also made her video, and I can link that in the description. So you can check out different ideas of how to do this kind of reading game. Basically rewarding yourself for reading books, and no punishments involved, just rewards for reading the books that you're trying to read. So yeah, I really like the idea. Mine is a bit different from Neva's because the way we acquire books is a bit different. But the underlying principle is very similar. So stay tuned for that. But in order for that to happen, I need to make the rest of my book hauls, because part of the game that I'm going to be doing is relying on the book hauls already existing, so that then I have a record of which books are part of the game. So this will be the first of maybe 3 that I'm going to be recording probably tonight, certainly in the next 24 hours. I'm contemplating whether I want to try and record during sprints, if I want to go on screen tonight, which I might. So I don't know when all of them will go up, but this one will be done before I start going on screen. So that's the plan. And I'm going to make this one a little bit easier by not showing you every single Sue Grafton book, because we all know the Sue Grafton books that the first one is A is for Alibi, and then it goes through the whole alphabet up through Y, and the series ends at Y. The author died after Y and did not want the series continued by someone else, so I actually have Y. But I would probably have acquired them eventually. I definitely wanted A, because getting started, I wanted the first book. I found B and C through the library, so I'm going to listen to those as audiobooks. And then I have D, E, and F in an omnibus edition. And I have most of the series now. There may be a couple letters that I'm missing, but if I am, I can get them from the library, or I can get them from the bookstore, because we have them frequently enough that probably by the time I realize I'm missing one, I can get one. But the reason why I got them when I did is partly because I wanted to have them and read them and be able to hand them on before Coda comes to visit. Sometime. I'm guessing in a couple months, but we'll see. And then I can hand them off because they're going to take a trip to Australia via Coda. Coda not going with them, probably, although I'm sure he'd love to. But yeah, so they're going to a friend in Australia who needed them. Not all of them, but the ones that she was missing. So I have all the ones she was missing, I believe, at this point. As well as the ones that she didn't need and that I just needed to read the series myself. So I'm not going to show you all the Sue Graftons. I got a big stack. I am showing you the first one. I'm actually starting this one tonight. So it will be done probably by bedtime. And then I'll show you the stack of the ones I got. So there you go. Lots of Sue Graftons. And these are just books that I adopted. So, yeah. You don't always get a chance to adopt the books that you want to adopt. So, it's a windfall that I had to take advantage of. Yeah. So, I'm going to put these aside. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, every one of those books in that series counts as a book from this book haul. Even the ones that I already have, I'm just going to say it's the series because I wouldn't read them unless I had all of them. So, in addition to those, I'll show you the paperbacks next. I didn't get as many paperbacks this time. And these guys are a bit scuzzy. This one's not actually in bookstore condition. But this one is over 1,000 pages long. And I've been running short on those. So now I have at least one option that I didn't have before that's over 1,000 pages. This is Executive Orders by Tom Clancy. I also have Debt of Honor. And let's see. We got more Tom Clancy in here, but I'll just do them in the order they're stacked in. Beyond Culture by Edward T. Hall, which was referenced in things I read when I was in grad school, so I might as well read it. America at 1750, A Social Portrait by Richard Hofstadter. And let's see. Death Stalker Rebellion by Simon R. Green, which is the sequel to Death Stalker, so I will be looking for more Simon R. Green books. But my housemate's a big fan, so I'll have to see if she has it. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll get it somehow or another. I got one foreign language book in this stack. I got a few more foreign language books, but they're not all in this group anymore. 1080 Recetas de Cocina. And no, I'm not saying the 1080 in Spanish. I think this is Spanish. Yeah. So this one is a cookbook. I'll show you guys the other cookbooks. They're right here. So this one's a cookbook in Spanish. Then I have Backen macht Freude, German baking book. Der junge Bäcker, Band 2 by Egon Schild. Another German baking book. And Das Brotbackbuch. Another baking book in German. So, as I am learning how to navigate recipes in German and Spanish. I'll be learning my German and my Spanish. It might be a little while before I do much baking because I don't have an oven right now that actually works that I have access to very well. But we'll see how it goes. The other one, though, is not baking. It's just a general cookbook. So maybe I'll learn some Spanish. Yeah. Anyway, so those are just kind of fun. They were going to be recycled, so I had to rescue them. I am trying to build in language practice into my everyday because I hate it when you take a bunch of classes, you put a lot of effort into learning something, and they don't use it for a while, and you forget it all. Like, why did I do all that if I was just going to forget it? So, I've studied 4 different foreign languages in class formats. I kind of don't want to lose at least what I did learn. And maybe, I can get a little bit beyond what those classes covered. Anyway, so these are my foreign language books that I've collected to add to my existing foreign language section. They're not really for reading, they're for practice. So I'm not really expecting to finish them and check them off. But they might be fun. So let me put these away. Okay. So the rest of the paperbacks from this haul, this segment of the overall weeks of haul, I guess. I got Cornelius Ryan, The Last Battle, which I'm guessing is a thriller set in World War II, based on the cover. There was some chat about John Saul and one of the sprints, and I thought, well, they're here. They're going to be recycled. I should rescue them. So I got The Presence, Cry for Strangers, and I got a couple hardbacks, which will be in later parts of these videos. So I've never read him at all. I don't know what I'm getting into, but we'll find out. I got another Tom Clancy, Without Remorse, which is in the 700 page range, so it's not nearly as fat. And then one James Clavell, Noble House. And Noble House is also over 1,000 pages. So, a few really useful acquisitions for readathons there. Alright, so these guys are going to go back there, out of the way. And I'll do some more that are on my desk, and the ones that are behind me. And that will maybe bring us to the end of this video, but this will be part 1 of several of this little segment, and it's a segment of a segment because there's also the ones I already did that you may have seen already. If not, check them out for the true epicness of this book haul season. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I got some Robin Cook, Mind Bend by Robin Cook. I probably have more back in here because I think I adopted a few. I don't even remember what all I ended up with because that was the kind of day that this was. The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. I was excited about this one. It was going to be recycled. It's very sad. So I have a growing stack of theoretical physics books now that I finished the arc that I've been working my way through. This one I may end up using for art purposes. The Age of Fishes. Because it has some really cool fish plate art. Back when electroplate was the way you did art in books. So it's pretty cool. It has the gulper eel, and they call it a fishing frog. One of my favorite fish, anyway. I'll show you guys some favorite fish. So, that one is one of my favorite fish. It's a deep sea angler, and then there's the gulper eel. So, I may keep it intact. I may use it for art. I haven't decided yet. It just doesn't need to be recycled. So, yeah, that's highly entertaining. Yes, I might be slightly a nerd. If I do end up eventually using it for art, it's got this shiny silver fish on the cover, too. Is that a cusk eel? Ooh, it might be a cusk eel. Anyway, slightly nerdy. Sorry. This one is a coverless history book. It's about Andrew Jackson by H.W. Brands. I think I've seen this one with the cover, but there are a couple similar sized Andrew Jackson biographies. But I haven't read any of them, so I need to. This is a memoir by Constance Wu called Making a Scene. No idea what it's about, but the cover is striking. I got a Steve Martini book. I've read one Steve Martini, but it's been a long while, and now I'm the person running the M's at the bookstore, so I feel like I should know more. So I adopted this one. This is The Attorney. I got Belva Plain, one of those authors that my mom probably knew more about, but I wouldn't have been reading them when they were coming out. So I don't know if I will be reading them happily now, but I had to try it. So this is Eden Burning. I actually kind of like that look, like the hairstyle and all that. I'm kind of going for that. Yeah. So I probably did absorb the aesthetic anyway. John D. MacDonald, The Lonely Silver Rain, with a stylized artwork of a girl in her underwear. Okay. It's nice and short. I'm guessing it's a thriller, because I think John D. MacDonald does thrillers. Another really short one, Legion, by William Peter Blatty. No idea what it's about. Again, it's short. It was going to be recycled. I rescued it. Alright, and then the ones behind me. To reclaim my chair. Bellwether Rhapsody by Kate Rakulia. Death, Lies, and Apple Pies by Valerie S. Malmont. It's Raining Men by Naomi Rand, an Emma Price mystery. One of my current kittens is named Naomi. That's kind of nice. Murder on Good Friday by Sarah Conway, a Lord Godwin novel. So, historical fiction murder mystery, I think, probably. The Second Life of Nick Mason by Steve Hamilton, New York Times best-selling author. Never heard of him, but we'll try it. Blind Eye by Stuart McBride. I have shelved many books by him. I have not read him yet, so now is my chance. Chasing the Dragon by Dominic Stansberry. This is a murder mystery according to The Spine. Shades of Grey by Clea Simon. Also supposed to be a murder mystery according to The Spine. I think that's a cat under the sticker. Naked Moon by Dominic Stansberry. Also supposed to be a murder mystery, probably. Down into Darkness by David Lawrence, a detective Stella Mooney. Stella Mooney. Yeah. Detective Stella Mooney novel. Anyway. Murder mystery. Police procedural, maybe? With a detective. The Blue Notebook by James A. Levine. Not a murder mystery according to The Spine. Probably literary fiction. let's see what else we got here. Don't you dare fall over. Okay. The Body of Jonah Boyd by David Levitt. I swear I've heard of this before, but I have no idea what it is. We'll find out when I read it. The Fourth Sacrifice by Peter May. I have heard of Peter May, and I have more in my stacks by him. So, that one's probably pretty good. Murder mystery, maybe thriller. Yeah, how are you helping? Chinese Whispers by Peter May. Hi, pretty girl. Yeah, what's up? And Rules of Vengeance by Christopher Reich. So maybe murder mystery set during World War II Germany? I don't know. I'm not really sure what this one's about, but I know about Christopher Reich a little bit. I'm probably totally off on his book, though. Anyway, so that's the intro to this batch. I'm going to let this upload and see where we're at as far as sprinting and all that kind of stuff, and get my next stacks ready to talk about. What we're doing, why all these books are available. You'll notice a lot of them are hardback. The book world is shifting. People don't want hardbacks as much. And even if you're doing a bag of books sale where you tell people to bring the bags that they want to fill, like as big as they want them to be, and even if you follow up the 3 days of bag of books with 2 days of take them there free days, people don't want the hardbacks. It's weird. Okay, it's not that weird because people also have limited space. And most people don't have that big of an appetite for tons of books. I get it. But it does mean that after these sales, we get a lot of leftover hardbacks. And we're actually trying to figure out how to fit more paperbacks because that's what the demand is for, really, in all of these sales. People want the paperbacks. And if you're doing a bag of book sale and they're filling their sacks with books, the smaller books, you fit more books in the sack. Although it's amazing how many people, when I was doing the checkout for that sale, didn't fill their sacks. Like, how? How do you not fill your sack? Just stick some extra books in it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's why there are mostly hardbacks in this round, because these are the ones that were left over. So these are books that after all of that sale time, nobody put the books in their sack or their box or anything. They just, yeah. So that's also why there may be more books coming. My interest in the remaining books is less, but that doesn't mean there aren't books that we're going to be removing from the store that I would adopt. But obviously I only have so much shelf space myself. I will be taxing my space slightly with what I've already got. So I'm being very judicious if I add any more books to what I take home. Not to say that there won't be more though. But as far as I know, there's the books that are behind me that'll make up the next 2 videos probably. And then I should be done with book haul videos and start reading them. Yes, I will read them, all of them. At least try them all. Some of them may be DNFs because I don't know a lot about a lot of them. And then I'll let you know probably tomorrow night after I get home from my next shift if there's more. So yeah. But you can also kind of see my tastes of what I look for in books. I prefer not to know a lot about books when I start them. So I'm going on name recognition. If it's a pretty cover, I am a sucker for a pretty cover. I'm pretty allowing of just about anything if it's got a mystery sticker on it. because I like variety in my murder mysteries, and that is probably my favorite genre, even though I grew up on sci-fi fantasy. So I am all for trying a bunch of things I've never heard of, because as soon as you finish all of the books of somebody that's dead already, you need to find a new author because they aren't writing anymore. So anyway, yeah, so expect more. Probably 2 more book hauls, maybe 3 or 4 more. It just depends on how tomorrow goes. And I will see you guys somewhere online or in the next video. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these authors, what you would recommend that I read. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.